And I can tell you this right here, right now, you should always have access to your books, always, no matter what. It should never be something your bookkeeper holds. Don't have accountant access or a read-only access. I had a client try to give us authorized user, which is similar to adding someone like as an authorized user on a credit card.
Having a bookkeeper was one of the best investments we ever made, because you have monthly expenses coming in and someone's got to put that stuff into your system, and it needs to be done right. And I'm not going to do it, and you're not going to do it. Just be honest with yourself. You as an investor aren't going to do it. And across 1 month, not great, but not horrible. By the time you get to month 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, now you've got this massive backlog. You don't remember what this was for and what was that for, and I don't remember why this expense is there. And now you're making stuff up and guessing, and you have chaos, and you're losing the whole benefit of having a bookkeeper, which I would submit is being able to get control over your financials, to be able to see on a monthly basis, what's my cash flow? What are my expenses? Am I making money? And you can't answer those questions if you don't see the financial reports, and you can't get the reports if you don't put the data in. And putting the data in a consistent and proper way, in my opinion, is where bookkeeping comes into play. So I won't embarrass anybody to ask them who's doing their own books. I'll just tell you that if you're doing your own books and filing your own taxes, you are missing out, and you're never going to be the investor that you want to be. And I say this again, not having done it right, I did it wrong for many, many years. And so I'm here coming back from doing it wrong to tell you that that's not the way to go. However, I do know that there's a major concern. It's the elephant in the room. So I'm just going to throw it out there to Cassie and Brian, because this is the number one objection I hear when it comes to hiring an accountant or a bookkeeper, which is ironic because most of the people who have this complaint aren't making enough money to make this an issue. But they all ask, how do I protect myself from shady operators? If I give Cassie access to my books, if I give Brian access to my stuff, how do I know they're not going to rob me blind and take all my money? I don't know how to manage that risk. I don't know how to screen folks to protect myself. So let's just get that out front. And I'll ask you, Cassie, to start. What should one be looking for when you're talking to a bookkeeper to know that that person is legitimate and not going to create all these fake accounts and then start, funneling money out of my account into their account and robbing me blind?
That is a great question. And honestly, I've had that question almost every single individual I talk to, because let's be honest, it's our hard-earned income. We want to keep as much of it as we possibly can, no matter what. But we also want to protect it from those who are kind of going out their way to, take advantage. I'm just going to spell this out right here, right now. Your bookkeeper, unless you guys have a really interesting relationship where they are literally going in and paying your bills for you, they should never, ever, 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 ever have direct access to any of your cash. I can tell you this right here, right now. We don't have access to any sort of bank account. So when you're partnering with a bookkeeper, depending upon the source of your accounting software and things like that. So we'll go with QuickBooks because QuickBooks kind of has the corner of the market in the US here. Xero is used often and outside of the US, and it's kind of starting to make a wave into the US. But I can tell you that both with QuickBooks, and I believe it's with Xero as well, the little bit we've worked with it, neither of them give direct bank access. If you're wanting to link your account so then your transactions are automatically downloading, you have to go in through your software into your banking software, put in your password and everything else, and have it go that way. And I can tell you this right here, right now, you should always have access to your books, always, no matter what. It should never be something your bookkeeper holds or is proprietary to just them. You might have various permissions where they say, please don't touch this because we don't want things, we don't want you to undo what it is we do, or we've got processes. But never should it be you're not allowed to have access to your books. Those are yours and yours only. You are inviting us into it. So never give up any sort of access or control of your books, and never give access to those bank accounts. Now, with that said, when it comes down to your bank statements and such, so for us, we'll request from our clients, we'll either ask for bank statements so then we can go through, check all the transactions, make sure everything's reconciling properties. We'll either ask for them to provide that, or there is what's called an accountant access or read-only access into bank accounts. So depending upon your bank, that may be an option that is there and available, and it's exactly as it sounds, where it's a read-only. There's no access to any cash at all in any way, shape, or form. They are set up with a completely separate username and password. So, and then again, we can go in, we can pull those bank statements, but there's nothing we can do as far as bill pay. There's nothing we can do as far as cash withdrawal, a check ordered, or even ordering checkbooks. There's none of that we're able to do. Don't confuse that though with an authorized user. So Capital One, I believe, is a good example of this. They don't have accountant access or a read-only access. I had a client try to give us authorized user, which is similar to adding someone like as an authorized user on a credit card. So they're not the same thing. But those are the big things to kind of keep an eye on. So if someone's saying, well, we need access into your accounts, do this, do that, that's a big old no. They should never, ever have access to that. The only information we've got is what's readily available if you're ever to cut us a check, which is your account number, if that, if it's printed on your statements. But again, that's the information you hand over in a check anyway. But that's the big thing. Everything else is, yeah.
Got it. So I'll ask the question, do you guys recommend that your clients look into accounting software that is cloud-based and not sitting on someone's computer that could be lost or stolen or what have you?
I mean, this is coming from my own personal space. My husband is a software developer. I'm very much into technology, but
Cassie's 100% right. Some of those remote options for desktop is a good idea, and those are really backed up. And so if you are going to do a desktop version, don't
forget to click the notification bell so you will get updated when the part 2 is uploaded. Hit like and subscribe for more topics like this in real estate Skillset training channel. Thank you for watching.